This movie is just a very strange family comedy. Like, the decisions that were made here were highly questionable. The film's about this mysterious kid named Junior who is adopted by a married couple who later finds out that this kid is chaotic and destroys everything in his path. Like, there's one point where this kid, in a span of less than a minute, burns down his own room.
Do I get my own bed?
Your own bed? Junior, this is the big time. You get your own room.
Wow!
Junior! No! Junior!
Yeah, you're gonna get to know the fire department really well. But this isn't even the most concerning thing this kid does. Like, he takes pictures of nuns getting dressed and priests pooping.
But then I became interested in photography.
Yeah, okay. Like, even if I was a small kid, I would be like, yo, dude, that's like a very strange thing to do. But the biggest red flag is that this kid watches as a serial killer gets arrested. The serial killer is named the Bowtie Killer.
Beck, known infamously as the Bowtie Killer.
It's a very stupid serial killer name because I don't even really think it makes a lot of sense. He wears a bow tie, but you would only know he wears a bow tie if he was killing you. But Junior feels this connection with the serial killer and decides to wear a bow tie for the rest of the movie. He even writes to the serial killer.
Dear Bowtie Killer, how's prison? There's a nice picture of you on the front page that I'm gonna add to my collection. Even though we've never met, I feel we have a lot in common.
You know, I feel like this is the start of a true crimes podcast. This movie is also just extremely mean-spirited for a family comedy. Like, the opening scene is Junior as a baby, and he's constantly getting dropped off to different family porches.
And that's my mother, running away.
The keys to the wide window.
Man, that's pretty messed up. Like, you're just dropping off a baby next to the Amazon packages. Imagine seeing this all go down on your Ring camera and you're just like, oh, honey, did you order a baby? And I don't know why, but everyone in this movie hates adoptions.
I don't wear secondhand clothes, and I won't have a secondhand kid. Adoption is out!
Forget the fact that you had to go to the kid emporium and buy one. Big deal.
He's not even a real kid. He's adopted. Ew, gross!
What the hell, man? Like, next you're gonna tell me you hate the sound of laughter and cute dogs. You know, I'm gonna call another plot twist right now. Everyone in this movie is adopted. Yeah, come at me, M. Night. There are a lot of other things that just feel off. Like, the dad is a coach of a Pee-wee baseball team before he adopts a kid. Do people coach Pee-wee baseball if they don't have a kid on the team? Like, that just seems very odd. And then the grandpa is like a rich, scummy guy who's running to be mayor of the town, and then the dad stands up to the grandpa by turning on a news camera, and this happens.
I'd sell my soul to the Japanese if they'd make me an offer. And it's for you. Don't come sucking around me if you want something. The only thing you'll get from me is this.
So the grandpa didn't realize he was being filmed, but then he talked directly to the camera and then decided to pull down his pants in a public store and moon the camera. Yeah, that makes no sense on so many levels, but you know, I'm still gonna vote for him. There's one point where they find the mom's private drawer. Oh man, is the drawer just gonna start vibrating too? And the mom in this movie is the worst mom I have ever seen. The only reason why she wants a kid is so she can climb the neighborhood social ladder.
Wonder why we weren't invited.
Same reason we weren't invited to the Reynolds, the Burks, or the Curzons. You can't go to a kid's party if you don't have a kid. Being a parent is power. And once you're in that circle, you want to just keep everyone else out. Ben, get over here. I want you to meet the Hofstetters.
Coming, sweetheart.
Ben, move it!
Yeah, usually I feel like people use kids to get out of social events. I've never seen people actually use kids to go to social events.
But I don't know. 7 is rather old. I wanted people to think I had the baby myself.
I mean, if you showed up to your home with a kid when you haven't been pregnant for 9 months, I think people would just assume you adopted that, or you kidnapped a kid. So Junior gets invited to a birthday party and he decides to destroy the birthday girl's house.
Nobody knows where my beauty left the set. You were kind to you.
The kids did make fun of him a little bit, but still a little extreme. Then later on in this movie, at a baseball game, these kids are making fun of Junior and his dad, so Junior decides to grab a baseball bat and beat the shit out of these kids.
Hey, you can't do that.
Alright guys, now I know we're at the start of a True Crimes podcast, so can someone please talk to this kid?
We've adopted Satan.
Oh, you think you've adopted Satan now, not after the whole birthday party thing when he was literally dressed up as Satan? So after all this, the parents go back to the adoption agency and they try to return Junior.
What am I supposed to do with the little creep? He's already been returned 30 times!
Well, this makes 31, Charlie.
30 times? Dude, what the hell? Can this kid get a punch card for every time he's been returned? I feel like he deserves a free pizza. So Junior freaks out about this because he doesn't want to be returned for the 31st time, and he drives the car into a store and causes a huge accident that, you know, bankrupts the dad.
Look, I know nothing can make up for the loss of your life savings, but if we... Dad?
This pretty much breaks the dad, who then tries the old pillow trick on the kid.
Uh-oh, he's lost it now.
Today, we unravel the tale of Junior, a kid adopted 30 times, returned 30 times. A 30 for 30 no child wants. Taking photos of nuns undressing, attacking kids with baseball bats, Junior was anything but normal. From almost being smothered to death by one of his fathers to idolizing serial killers. No one was surprised that this child grew up to be Armie Hammer. So that serial killer that Junior has been writing to actually escaped prison and comes to the family's house, where the parents then try to pawn off the kid to the murderer.
We can't let him leave without taking that little brat with him.
I will give them some credit though. They don't realize he's a murderer. They think he's a biological uncle, but you know, apparently he's a really popular serial killer, so I don't know. Do they know? Do they? And then this comes out of nowhere, but the wife hooks up with the murderer.
I ain't been with a woman in 15 years.
Did you say 15 years?
I'm sorry, what? Well, at least the serial killer isn't adopted. The murderer then kidnaps Junior, and the wife willingly goes with him.
I thought this was supposed to be our honeymoon. You said you loved me. You called me a little kumquat.
This is our honeymoon, you moron!
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna help her climb the social ladder of the neighborhood. But the serial killer gets annoyed with the wife's bickering, so he decides to put her in a suitcase and throws her in the back of the car. Okay, sure. Then the dad realizes that he does love Junior and he tries to save him. He saves Junior, all is great, but then the serial killer shoots the dad.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did.
Don't worry though, because the dad is saved because he walks around with a dried up prune.
The prunes had it.
Honestly, not worth getting into. And the movie ends with the wife, who is still in the suitcase, getting flung up into the air, falling into a truck with a pig who shits on her.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Ending on a high note. Yeah, this movie went off the rails at the end. This was a strange family movie that went down the strangest roads, just like, why? And the crazy thing is, this movie performed really well where it got 2 sequels. One of them was a TV movie, but still, it feels like an offbeat 80s Disney movie, and I don't know, that's really all I have to say about it. All right, we're approaching the last movie, and man, this is one for the books. Redline.